As the Dark Prince rises once more, his mortal servants begin to appear in greater numbers, and at the fore of these forces are the Lords of Pain. These champions are the paragons of Slaaneshe's ideals, having dedicated their lives to hedonism and excess. Hello friends, it's Smoketown here, and again we are talking about some Age of Sigmar lore. Quick spoiler warning for the Broken Realms Morathi book and the Pain and Shadow booklet, as the latter is where I'm getting the majority of my information, with a sprinkling from the former. With that said, let's carry on. These champions have experienced pain and pleasure beyond counting in their mortal lives, and they still seek more. It is evident that these warriors have been empowered by Slaanesh, boasting impressive stature, form and strength. These are heroes who once focused on martial perfection, in being the best warriors possible before having that warped and twisted to become the best dealers of pain, turning combat from something that they took pride in to defend their homes or something in a warrior culture to being something that can cause pain to the enemies of Slaanesh. This desire means that the Lord of Pains laid hellish crusades all over the mortal realms, and they do so to inflict more pain across anyone else who crosses their path, and they hunt for exquisite new sensations. While Slaanesh embodies many obsessions and excesses, most Lords of Slaanesh usually come to represent one particular obsession. In the case of the Lord of Pain, obviously they focus on enduring and dealing out extreme amounts of pain, because of course pain in excess and in its most absolute form does bring pleasure to Slaanesh the god. This reflects the design of the model and the Lord himself. He is pierced with various implements of torture and piercings that stretch his skin in uncomfortable positions. There's even a mouthguard that pulls against his mouth uncomfortably while it is taut against his helmet straps. These are warriors who have had a martial focus in life, and they've become experts in crippling, torture and inflicting slow painful deaths to their enemies in combat. This is how they honour and please Slaanesh, by using their martial skills to take enemies apart piece by piece and watching them suffer. Even their weapons, soul piercer maces, crush bones and cripple enemies but do not kill them outright, leaving their victims to slowly die in agony on the battlefield. One Lord of Pain that we have met is Gestharix, who is briefly introduced in the Broken Realms Morathi book. The Slaanesh herald Glavius Sinhart comes to him after he failed to siege the Tower of Qatar. This siege of this tower, the Cainite stronghold of Qatar, is the events that unfold in the Shadow and Pain campaign book. Gestharix is a native of Ulgo, and so is as adept at traversing the treacherous paths of the Shadow Realm as the Cainites are themselves. He is a veteran Chaos Lord who has drawn a great demonic host to his call, yet he seeks further glory, so, like many mortal Chaos champions, he can obtain demonhood. This shows us that Lords of Pain are respected and feared enough that they can command even demonic hosts of the Prince of Pain. Prior to meeting up with Sinhart, he had been assaulting Cainite strongholds, the same strongholds where Morathi held the Chaos Champion sacrifices that were described in Broken Realms Morathi over points of magical focus. He followed these because he felt the essence of his master on the shadow paths of Ulgo. He had hoped to find an entrance to his god's prison and thus gain demonhood by freeing his master. However, as we learn in the Broken Realms Morathi book, he was repelled by Keratar, but he did get far enough into the fortress to see the sacrifices that Morathi's followers had been preparing and gathering, these sacrifices being the champions of the other three Chaos gods that Morathi would later use to weaken Slaanesh in her ritual. He relays this information to Sinhart, who seeks him out, and so she begins to see the bigger picture of Morathi's plan. Gestharix and his army then join the assault on Hagnar that takes place in the Morathi book in chapter 2. Being involved in such a pivotal action that ultimately results in the freeing of Slaanesh through Morathi's carelessness shows how high up in the Slaanesh hierarchy Lords of Pain are. To me, they seem to be equivalent to the mighty Lord of Khornes, given that both Khul and Gestharix are one action away from demonhood, both looking for that ultimate sacrifice that will ascend them beyond the mortal realm. So that's what my take on the Lord of Pain are, based on what we have in the Shadow and Pain book and what we get little in the Morathi book. They are essentially lords, Chaos Lords of Slaanesh, who have focused in on the excessive pain, causing it to their own body, shown by the implements of torture pierced through their body, and through the cruelty of their weapons and the way in which they tackle their enemies, I absolutely love this character and these models. Slaanesh has always been one of my favourites, and I've just painted up my Lord of Pain and I absolutely love him. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe, and please comment what you think of the Lord of Pains below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And again, subscribe because I will be doing more Age of Sigmar lore. And until next time folks, have a good night.